Doorbell cameras have helped solve crimes, and in some cases, they help prevent the crimes. The footage that is in this video will show both sides along with paranormal. But I'd like to pose a question. Do you own a doorbell camera? And if you do, let me know if you ever caught
No,
anything
I
weird in the
don't.
footage. Other than
I've
that,
been meaning
these are
on
very
getting one.
disturbing doorbell camera clips.
Whoa, what the fuck?
In this video, a few teenagers get out of their car to go back into their house while a man in a truck who followed them harassed them. This man was an off-duty cop and he was throwing petty comments out there. As the teenagers grew agitated, they argued with the man who got out of his vehicle, and that's when the situation turned for the worse.
I don't know why you even talk to this guy. But they teenagers. Like, I wouldn't even say nothing to him. Ooh, I know that pissed him off. He said, "Have a good day, love you." Dude, what are you doing? Oh, so just leave. Who was that in that car?
I have a camera.
Don't talk to him.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't get out the car. Oh, why are they running? Oh,
The man approached the teenagers as he snuck around his truck. He opened fire on one of the teenagers, but one of the teenagers also opened fire on him, shooting
what?
him. But that teenager was also shot. He was fatally wounded.
Oh, the teenagers had fatal, so teenager died. The teenager had a gun?
This footage was taken somewhere in New Mexico in the middle of the night. This random person repeatedly tried getting into a house.
This person sounded like they shouldn't have been a cop. Dip. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, they drunk. Are they trying to climb a fence? Like, what are they doing? Oh, yeah, they climbing a fence.
Looking at the blank expression on his face, seems like he's high on something and he's not fully aware of what he's doing. This video takes place in Charlotte, North Carolina, where a Doorbell camera catches a woman trying to escape what seems like a kidnapping as a man chases a woman and she runs to a random house. The woman who lives there didn't notice anything until she left her house to go to work that next morning. She noticed a woman's shoe and a wig in her lawn, so she checked her footage. Nothing else has come out about this situation.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because YouTube, they'll take this video down if it's anything too gratuitous. Oh, he dragging her. Oh, sheesh.
In this video, a large man with a bandana on his face riding a bike stops by a doorbell camera in a window where he peeks in and then turns his attention to the doorbell camera, and he speaks directly into it. He had recently stopped by the window multiple times within the last few months. He knew that someone was watching him in the camera and begins to explain why he has been creeping on the woman who lives there.
Okay, that's not spooky at all. I saw you naked? These I can't stop thinking about.
The woman who lives there. What makes this very creepy is
The
how
fuck?
calm he explained himself and rode away like everything was.
Oh, I noticed that you have a doorbell camera, and I keep riding by because I saw you naked a while back, so I keep coming back to see if I see you naked.
Caption, my friend was out of
fuck?
town and his neighbor passed away. No one found her for days. The reason this video was submitted is because the friend recorded this video around the same time that his neighbor passed away. And the voice that you hear is his neighbor's voice, but it was recorded after she actually died.
The hell she say? That just sounds weird. The fuck? It says inaudible, and I can't understand what he's saying. What the voice is saying. But
In this video, you see two men approaching a residence when they stop because of the Ring doorbell. One of them mentions the doorbell camera, and they both stop and walk away.
They about to do something nefarious. Oh shit! A doorbell camera. Oh shit! He's a damn. They got a ring too. Well, you know they do. So come on, they say, "Oh, I got a ring too." Like, come on.
What do you think would have happened if they didn't notice the doorbell camera?
A crime would have been committed.
This video was submitted by a subscriber who claims that they need help explaining this footage. Walking from left to right, you see a woman walking and suddenly she disappears. I'm not too sure how real this is. What do you think?
Okay, that's interesting. That it could be some type of like glitch, because you can still kind of see it. I'm gonna like turn it to a spirit. I mean, it's probably some type of glitch or something. Because I've seen stuff like that where people look transparent and it's some like camera glitch. But the thing is, you can still see something moving as it. I don't know.
This video was submitted by a subscriber whose friend's doorbell camera recorded this. This was something that she had never seen before and wanted help explaining what was floating across the screen.
Like a damn drone or some shit. The fuck is that? And then it's doing the same thing, like it's disappearing. It's moving almost like a drone.
But she can't figure it out.
But it's kind of glowing. But it's not giving off light because it would be reflecting off that car.
This video was submitted by a subscriber who says that this man went to a random house, rang the doorbell, and waited for the owner to greet him. As the owner opened the door, the man calmly walks in the house and tries to get past the owner.
Why would he open
But
the
he won't
door?
let him. He questions him, and then he kicks him out. The man proceeds to knock on the door and wait, and then the clip ends.
Hi, you just walked in the house?
Good. You need to leave. Out there. What? What's the stairs here? Come on, where are you going? What's the stairs?
Oh, he's just trying to just go in. Like, he's like,
Goodbye,
no, dude.
dude.
Oh. Is this dude drunk or something? High? He was like talking. He was like, what?
Come to find out later that the same man was arrested for breaking into someone's house. But the thing is, he was armed the whole time. What do you think would have happened if he would have went further into that house?
Okay, yeah, that's weird. So he had a gun? He just punched the window. Like, oh, okay, I don't know what the fuck going on with that dude.
This video took place in a suburb near Chicago. A woman was getting off of work when two gunmen appeared from behind another car and followed her inside of her house, where they took her car keys, stole her car, and fled the scene.
Oh, this took place in Chicago? I think I've seen this before. I know it took place in Chicago. What suburb? Chicago. So you gotta watch your back.
Eventually, the young men were caught after a few days, with one being 16 and the other being 18 years old, Brandon McGrew.
All of them people like carjacking in Chicago, like all of them being teenagers. Some of them been like 14, like not that far from where I live. But this was like, I think this was like during the early stages of the pandemic, when everything was still really closed, and a gas station, I think it was over in Indiana, because I don't live that far from the Indiana border. Somebody tried to like carjack some old man at a gas station, and apparently like he had a gun, and he pulled out a gun on one of the 10. He shot some 14-year-old kid and killed him. I was like, and then the weird thing is a lot of these kids, they still in the cars, but they're not like you would think, oh, they taking them somewhere to get them chopped up. But they kids, they don't know what they're doing. So they taking the cars, just really joyriding in them, taking those cars and then carjacking someone else. They get out, one of them get out of the car, carjack somebody else, take that car, and then take the previous car and just dump it somewhere. Because they find all these cars like dumped on like a side of the roads and out in rural areas and shit. I'm like, what you? It's like you just joyriding in the car. You're not doing anything besides just stealing cars. Like and they, like I said, they all like teens. And some of these motherfuckers, people assume like, oh, they go to school, and I was like, some of these motherfuckers are going to school. They do this shit when they get out of school on weekends. Like, like those motherfuckers, they in school, they go to school, but it's almost like they just like, well, fuck it, I'm bored, so I'm just gonna carjack. And somebody did that shit. Well, they didn't carjack me, but somebody, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I like to go to the grocery store at night. So I go usually around like 10 or so on my days off. And so that like 9, 10 o'clock. I was coming out of the store. Somebody was standing kind of in front of the store. He was just standing there, kind of walking back and forth, like stepping, like taking a few steps, kind of walking back and forth. And I couldn't tell if he was on the phone, but he had like his hand up to his head. I couldn't tell if he was like this or he had like his hand like he was holding a cell phone. I walk off. I walk off the curb with my basket. He starts walking. He steps off the curb. I heard him step off the curb. And starts walking, and I guess, and I was like, kind of just walking, and I was like looking, cause I do that anyway. Like I look around, and when I walk out of the grocery store, and I can see him at my corner of my eye, like he was following me, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm like, what is this? So he about to ask me for some money or something like that, because sometimes homeless people be standing out in front of the store and they ask you for money, so or if you can give them some food or something like that. And I'm walking out, and I stopped and turned around like I was looking for something. Because, like I said, I was kind of just doing like that, looking at, and I saw him when I did this at the corner of my eye, like my peripheral vision, so I didn't turn my head to look at him. But then when I stopped doing this, I turned all the way around, and when I looked at him, he was slowly approaching me, and then he just walked off and kind of like sped walked in the opposite direction. And I'm like, and I get to my car, pop my trunk, literally just threw the groceries I had in the trunk. Like I had that many groceries. I just took the bag. I think I had like 6 bags or 7 bags. I just didn't grab this shit. Was like the trunk, closed the trunk. As soon as I got in my car, like when I was getting in like that, I see this like hauling ass towards me, like coming running. It's the same guy sprinting towards my car. I started my car so fast and backed up out of that spot. I don't know why I backed out. I just went forward, but if I'd have went forward, I would have hit the guy. And I backed up so fast and sped off. And didn't do like he ran, like he was running to, like he was running to a car. And I didn't even, because it was a stop sign, I didn't even stop. I sped around there, hit that, and I went around that curve. I was gone. And then I was going so fast. Yeah, and then the only time I stopped when I got to the main road I was turning on. And I stopped to make sure like when no cars coming, that I didn't want to get in an accident. And then kept going by, and then I kept looking behind me, make sure it wasn't like, because I looked at the car, because I was like, the way he was running, he had to be running. It was like 2 or 3 different type of cars, but I was like, I didn't want to be trying, like, I had to remember those cars and the color and stuff. But one of the cars was like a Pontiac, and man, that scared the shit out of me. He was, when I got in my car, I just saw he was like full on, like sprint, like coming, like running towards my car. I guess, I don't know, he saw the type of car I got in. He was like, oh yeah, I'm a carjacking. I was like, man, that shit. Because I didn't have any weapons on me at the time. I had no gun, no knife, no nothing. I had nothing but my mitts. And that was it. Man, oof. Because that's why I always like look around when I see like getting gas late at night or whatever. Or hell, these people carjacking people in broad daylight. And it's funny because when they were doing it on the west and south side, no one cared. No one really said anything. I mean, you see it in the news every so often, but no one was really saying anything. And black folk in the area, black folks protest this shit all the time. And people like, no one cares about Chicago. People who live in Chicago care about Chicago, but they don't post on the news like people be protesting or pleading with the mayor and stuff to do something, because like you just giving more money to police, but they've been doing that, and that's not helping the problem. Just giving more money to police, that yeah, do something else, like, and they increased the budget for more police. I think they want like 500 more police. I'm like, that's not solving the problem. The last mayor's doing that, and that didn't work. Like, it's like, oh, well, why would you think that will work again? You got to solve the root of the problem, and then, but I noticed that I've seen more of it on the news now. When like it was like the past year or so, where they've been hitting like places downtown and places on the north side where a lot of white neighborhoods at. Now, I don't mean about race, but I just noticed that when they start carjacking or stealing and shit over there, where, like I said, downtown, and where that's a tourist site, pretty much, and then on the north side where a lot of white people live, and it's very expensive over there. Now they're like, oh, we need to come together and figure out this crime problem. I'm like, oh, so now you want to come together? People on the west, south, and east side been talking about the crime. Okay, but now that these people are going to your neighborhoods, they leaving our side, and they're like, oh, well, we might as well rob rich people because we ain't getting nowhere robbing middle class or poor people. So we're gonna go rob higher middle class people. And now they over there and they fucking up. And people scared to maybe go downtown because they don't want to fuck up the tourists. The money they get from people coming, the tourists every year. Now they want to band together and come to. Well, we gotta figure this out and all this shit like that. Yeah, okay. Now you want everybody to band together and care when you didn't give a fuck before. Like, okay, when they weren't over there in the north on the downtown north side. Right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my reaction. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hit that bell. You'll be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.